everybody, welcome back. So if there's one thing I have learned in my time of doing videos here and outdoors in general, is that a pair of gloves really comes in handy when you're working outside, especially during colder weather. Today we're going to take a look at very form-fitting, kind of lightweight gloves. These are from Mechanix. These are the FastFit Covert gloves. Alright everybody, welcome back. So I decided to check out with Mechanix and see if I could get myself a better pair of outdoor gloves. Up until now, I have been using those cheap 3-pack Walmart gray, some kind of cowhide leather things. They're really cheap. Do they work? Yeah, but you really don't have much dexterity in them. Your hands are kind of big blocks, you know? And you do have your fingers and all, but it just isn't as comfortable. So I decided to check these out. Okay, these will be the first in a series of different gloves I'm going to try. These are from Mechanix. Feel fairly well made. Definitely better than the ones I've had before. So we're going to give them a try and see how they work outside. Now these are size large, okay? So your finger length is going to be 5.43 inches to 5.71 inches. And your palm width across is going to be 3.35 to 3.38. 3.86. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. So just so you know, that's about the size that these are going to run. They run right to size. I mean, I've always worn a large glove on my hand, and these things are absolutely perfect form-fitting. Just can't beat it. They are breathable. Tech Dry keeps you nice and cool and comfortable. However, they are not waterproof, so they will get wet. So you kind of have to be careful with that. They do have this nice kind of leather surface in here. We're going to see if these will actually hold up to a little bit of heat. Of course, I'm not going to be picking up things that are 1,000 degrees. But I'm going to cook something outside on a wood stove, and we're going to see if I can pick it up after, or if it's too hot to touch. So these come in black, brown, which is this, a multicam, and a gray. You have these nice stretch elastic cuffs here, so you get a nice, cute, secure fit on the end. As a matter of fact, let's put one on, and I'll show you what it looks like on my hand. Slide my hand right in there. And I like this too. I mean, you can use this to hang these up when you're done. You know, you put a little carabiner through them. But you can pull them up nicely with that too. So that's what they look like on. Very comfortable. I've got to say, as far as gloves go, these are really comfortable. Now, supposedly, you can use your phone with these. You can touch through the pads on them. I saw people complaining about them wearing out quick because they were so thin there. They don't feel exceptionally thin to me on the tips, but I'm not really buying them to mess with my phone. If I'm wearing these, I'm not touching any electronics. You know, I'm busy doing something outside. So you do have that nice breathable kind of fabric in the middle. One thing I noticed is that my palm isn't all sweaty when I wear these. I wore them around the house for a couple hours the other day just to see how they felt. My palm never got sweaty. My hands never got clammy. They have seamless synthetic leather on the base here. It's 0.8 millimeters thick. So you got a nice bit of blend of dexterity and durability. Now, another thing that I've seen, okay, if you look at the link I will give you to purchase these, I'll put the other one on, is that there are a ton of negative reviews. And most of them show gloves that have been beat up and used to death. Well, guess what? Gloves are like shoes. They're consumable goods. If you use them right, you will wear them out. So, I mean, if you work in a job where you are constantly dealing with, heavy, metals or, heavy things and ripping things and pulling things, and you're probably going to wear these out a lot quicker than, say, if I use them for the outdoors when I'm doing videos. Big difference. Or if I use them when I go camping, or if I stick them in my bug out bag. Will they last the entire time that I have to bug out? I'm sure they will. They feel really nice. They feel really comfortable. You do. I did notice back here, you have a little bit of protection. Of course, these aren't, the hard knuckle type protection, but you do have a little bit of protection. It's a little puffy there, if you can see that, on either side. So you got that too. But these are really comfortable. So instead of me talking a whole lot more, by the way, the price on them is $13.99. Okay? So instead of me gabbing a whole lot more, we're going to take them outside, and we're going to try them out. I'm going to split some wood. I'm going to start a fire. I'm going to cook some soup on it, an extra thing of ramen I'm going to cook on it. And we're going to try them out and see how comfortable they feel while I do all these things. Now, my first test we're going to do out here is putting together one of these little wood stoves. This is that One Tigris Robo Cube stove, Robo Cloyd, whatever the heck the name of it is. I reviewed it a while back. I've used it a couple times since. I really like it. Okay. Fairly simple to put together. You're going to have a rear piece. Now, one thing I did notice with this, just a side note for those of you interested in getting this, it did warp a bit. Still works, but it did warp. So, let's get this together here. There we are. There's the back. Looking for the right piece. So far using these gloves, I went over to my other fire pit and gathered some wood that I had out there. And it's been really, really comfortable. No problem at all. I'm going to be sticking this in here. And it is nice to have that extra layer of protection on your hands. I will say that. Not having any trouble putting this together, other than the normal trouble I have with all these stoves, putting them together sometimes. They can be challenging, but it goes together fairly easy. There we go. Keep missing one side of it. Alright, I think we got it this time. There we are. Alright, so there we go. Get that out of the way there. Yeah, so far using the gloves, made easy work of it. I'm going to be, I don't know, let's see, do I even need to bother with that? Nah, I was going to put the cross beams on there, but I'm not even going to bother. Alright, let's try batoning some wood here. I'm not using huge pieces here because I don't want a huge fire, I just want a little fire. Definitely absorb some of the bouncing around and shock if there is any, really. Not much. Move this into the view of things here so you can see what I'm doing. Got a couple of old pieces of wood in here, so we'll try to do the end here. Just a little piece like that. That's good. I just want to get little pieces off it. There we go. So there's a couple pieces in there. Yeah, so far carving with them, it feels like I'm just using my hands. It doesn't feel anything different. You know, it doesn't feel any kind of different feeling to them. I'm able to just go to town on these things without any problem. Trying not to baton all the way through because I don't want to smash my knife into the ground. But yeah, it is nice to have that added protection there on your fingers. They are kind of, now I noticed they're sticking a little bit, but that's probably because they're new. They stick to stuff. Of course, that's not really a problem too much, but they do kind of, the wood kind of sticks to them a little bit. Alright, now let's see if I can make some curls here with this. I think this is fat wood from my other side there. It's been out for a very long time, out in the elements. You guys seeing that on there? Okay. Sometimes I get busy going and I forget I'm doing this on camera. Just feels like I'm sitting there talking to a bunch of people sitting right next to me. So, yeah, so far these are really comfortable for knife work. I'll tell you that much right now. Definitely no problem there. I'm going to open up this thing here to get some fire starter out. There we go. Got some of that out. So, I'm going to try and start this. And for those of you guys that don't know, if you got one of Nathan's ferro rods, that is a ridiculously, this is just a piece of wood I threw on the end, but that is a ridiculously huge ferro rod. Let's try and do this without knocking my tripod here. And it's like one strike of that and you're going already. There we go. Alright, so far I'm really liking them. I have absolutely no issues with them. They've been really, really comfortable. Handy to use. So let me get this fire going here, and we'll bring you back and we'll try cooking with them. Okay, as soon as we got the fire going good here, I did forget to bring out water. It is nice to have a little bit. I mean, they're not going to stop you from getting burned, but it is nice to be able to touch stuff and it not be like, oh my God, wow, that's my finger, you know. You get a little bit of protection from the heat. So that probably will work good for taking stuff off the heat and off fire. Let me get some water and we'll be right back. So there we go. Got it going pretty good. Definitely working pretty well. I got the fire going. I'll put in my ramen here. Let's see if I can open this up with my gloves on. Yep. No problem there. I usually toss these in way before the water's boiled. And there we go. Got that going. So let's give that a little bit, and I will bring you back once I take this off the fire. I see that this fire is blowing this way, so I'm going to move this around so I don't melt the handles on this. This is just a cheapy cook set. I'm kind of doing everything with the cheapest stuff I have because I don't feel like cleaning up my good stuff after the video. So I'm just doing stuff with some stuff that I have left around here. Anyway, bring you back once that's done and we'll try picking up the pot and eating with it and see how well these gloves work. So far, they're really, really comfortable. Alright, getting to that point where I can break it up a little bit. There we go. Nice part is feeding in the wood into a fire without it feeling like it's going to burn your fingers any second. They don't, they're not fireproof by any means, but what they are is a little layer of protection on your fingers, and so far they seem to be doing quite well. So, let's see. Almost ready. Alright, so I'm going to finish this up and clean up my mess out here and let you know how it went. I'm able to pick this up without any kind of heat, even though there's plastic here. They usually get pretty warm, even here, even on the edge of the pan. Yeah, not feeling it. So that's pretty handy, pretty nice to know that I'm not feeling the extreme heat there. I did get a little wax melted on them there from the edge here, a little plastic, but definitely, so far, so good. So let me finish up here, and we'll go back inside. I'll give you some final information on them and where to pick them up, and I will see you then. Just one thing before we head back in I wanted to show you really quick, because you can eat with these. They don't get in the way. Again, I'm kind of pushing this at a weird angle in front of the camera for you, but they don't get in the way of you eating or anything. So they're very comfortable, no problems there. So let's finish up inside. So after using them, I even got them a little wet, bringing stuff in. I'm putting out my fire out there. Not bad, that's just wet. Not bad at all. Really impressed with them. Even where I got a little melted plastic on them, they seem to be okay. That'll probably just come off with time. Definitely like them. They're very comfortable. I'm kind of new to using any kind of gloves when I'm outside. I've always just used my hands. And these are really nice. It's a nice, I guess you could say, upgrade. It's definitely an upgrade from those cheap Walmart ones. And they will be going in one of my bags. And I'll be buying a second pair for use when I do videos like that in the channel. So definitely a good deal. And for $14, $13.99, I mean, really. So these are the Mechanix FastFit Covert gloves. Very handy to use, very comfortable. If you need more protection, definitely, by all means, upgrade and get something a little bit better. If you're working in construction where you're handling bricks and mortar and mixing stuff, and maybe this isn't the right glove for you. But if you're using these for outdoors, camping, like what I was doing out there, maybe cooking a little bit, definitely handy and work very, very well. Very comfortable. And for the price, I can afford to get 2 or 3. If I wear through the tips of them, I can always buy another pair or use another pair. Anyway, folks, I will put a link down below where you can pick these up. I do have them in my store. They come in a bunch of different sizes. And like I said, they come in black, brown, which is these, kind of coyote brown, multicam, and gray. And they're very, very comfortable. I really like them. Normally I'm not a glove person. I don't like extra clothing, but they're really comfortable, and they were well worth it out there because I was able to get the wood into the fire a little easier, take stuff off the fire without worrying about my fingers getting burned. They're not fireproof by any means, but they do offer a basic level of protection. So definitely a good deal. So check that link out. Don't forget to check out our Amazon store as well below. Don't forget to check out our Food for Patriots link as well. If you're interested in getting started in some freeze-dried food, stocked up for a long period of time with a really healthy shelf life of 25 years, check them out. Order it online. They got a sale right now. You can get a 4-week food kit for $100 off. That's 4 weeks worth of food for $100 off. Definitely a good deal right now. And don't forget to check out our Thrive Life link as well. If you're interested in freeze-dried food and more than just some easy freeze-dried meals, you actually want to cook with it, Thrive is the thing to get. So check them out. Lots of items are now back in stock. No problem getting stuff. So we will talk to you soon. Stay safe and stay prepared.